kaboom, like it's gone. The ICO market and world has all but disappeared. Like what now?
If you're thinking about your startup and whether you should, have a token or not, I think that's ultimately the first question you have to answer for yourself.
A company that had a great idea for new technology, or even just not a great idea, just an idea, and they would want to raise a bunch of money, and they would see somebody else doing it by having a token. So they'd say, cool, maybe if we figure out how to work a token into this model, then we'll be able to raise like $100 million.
The ICO market was the start of like almost any other tech boom. There's opportunity. It's not sure what the opportunity is. People race after the opportunity. Some of the individuals that get involved aren't doing it for the right reasons.
Don't try to introduce another token unless it's part of a very, very specific incentive system.
I do think that there's a big push for going the regulated route because of the punishments that are being handed down. But the market has also gotten burned.
Ultimately, if you're going to have any users or investors that are in the US, those regulatory agencies are going to be out there protecting the citizens.
And given the post-ICO world, Christian, what are the biggest mistakes that the young startups are making today when it comes to their fundraising?
Not doing your homework. And so what I mean by that specifically is a lot of people focus immediately on fundraising. Do your homework, like build a business model.
Saying it's a .com doesn't make it a good business. Saying it's a blockchain company doesn't make it a good business. But there could be good businesses because of the blockchain that weren't possible before.
So are you suggesting blockchain is already commoditized then?
It isn't commoditized, but we're past the, because you said on blockchain, everyone should be interested in what it is.
Regardless if you're raising capital, it's extremely important to work with us or someone like us that can hold the funds in legitimate escrow and then basically release the funds once they become eligible and issue out the securities, because that's what we do on the funding side. It's all securities, even if those securities are represented by a token.
If you had one piece of advice you could give a blockchain or crypto startup today in terms of either getting ready for or doing their current funding round, what would it be?
Take a layered and phased approach to your fundraising. I mean, you can look at crowdfunding and Reg A and Reg A Plus. You can look at international. You can look at accelerators. You can look at your, VCs and the crypto venture funds that are here.
Adapt the technology to the user. People didn't adopt voice over IP. They adopted Skype.
Whenever we look at a company, we start with, what is it, why are you doing this? And, what is the problem you're solving? And that allows us to ask all the right questions from there about how they're going to solve it, what it's going to cost, how long it'll take, who are the people involved.
You have to show us the algorithm that says if we give you $1 million, how you make $50 million or $100 million out of that $1 million, right? And that requires a paying customer, not just solving a problem.
So if you have step 1 and then step 2, then I would say step 3 would be try to redraw your model without any blockchain, without any tokens. See if you can. Because if you can, then forget about that other part of it. You don't need it. Just provide your solution. And then if you can't, make sure that you're using it in a way that is as efficient and necessary as possible.
I would like to thank all of you for an incredible panel and for all of your time spending it with us today.